Hey, it's Matt, and today I wanted to do a little story time. So I want to periodically just throw in some non-trans related stories just because I don't want being trans to define me. I don't think it does. Yes, that's why I made this channel, and that's what most of my content's gonna be, related to trans, but I thought that, hey, let's throw in some fun stories for a fun time, right? Today's story that I wanted to tell, the first one I wanted to tell, is technically trans related because the story itself stems from a binder. Kind of. Only partially. Yes, but no. It's half of it. It's half the reason for the story. I was gonna say oh, yes, this is the. I was like, hey, let's tell the story of the day I first got my binder, but it's actually not. I realized that after I decided that. I was like, oh, well, it's actually the day I sent my first binder back. But we'll get to why that happened. Just me being dumb. It's fine. It's a common thing. It's me being dumb. That's where you'll get a lot of my stories. But yeah, so this was 12th grade. I was a senior in high school, obviously, 12th grade. But yeah, so that was about 3 years ago this happened, spring of my senior year. So in my school district, the high school goes in at the earliest time, then the middle school, and then the elementary school. Now I have four younger siblings, so I was the oldest. I am the oldest. I don't just suddenly become the youngest. But yeah, so I'm the oldest. I have such bad heartburn. I'm so sorry if I keep pausing. But yeah, so I'm the oldest of 5. So I have 4 younger siblings, and 2 of them were in elementary school at the time. So they were going in very early. I think one of my sisters was also in middle school, so she also went in later than I did. But that's not as important. So my mom had work or a doctor or something. I don't really remember exactly what it was, but she had to be out of the house very early, before I would have even gone to school. So I had to get up and get everyone off to school that day. And so, backstory on this, which is related to the binder, I had ordered a binder, and I ordered it way too small. I was so excited. I got my first binder. I was like, hell yeah, we got a binder. Yeah. And I went to put it on, and it was way too small, and I couldn't get it on. So, no first binder there. I mean, technically, yeah, but nah, couldn't even get it on. And I tried for a while. That thing was not going on. I just don't know how to size myself, apparently. I think that still holds true. Oh well. So yeah, I ordered a binder way too small, so I had to send it back. I ordered it from GC2B, which I highly recommend. I know I recommended them in my last video as well. I have 3 binders from them as of right now, and they are phenomenal. And through that whole process, whatever team member I was talking to, shout out to them, they were freaking amazing. They were extremely nice, easy to work with, because it's just me being dumb. I ordered the wrong size, and gotta exchange it. But yeah, emailed them back and forth and stuff, and it was all good. I just had to send it back. And that became an issue, because I wasn't out to my family or really anyone besides my close friends at the time. So yeah, I'm like, oh, well, how am I gonna do this? Had to figure out a way to get that back without my family knowing. So I couldn't send it from my house, and I'm still pretty weird about things, but I was really weird about things back then, and I'm like, I can't ask one of my friends to send it back from their house. No. So yeah, I didn't do that. So I was like, alright, I gotta figure that out. So yeah, fast forward back to the story I was telling about how I had to get them on the bus. So I was home, and this was before I started driving or anything. was no car, not driving, no license or anything, whatever. So I had to ride my bike to school. Now, the youngest, the elementary school, went over an hour after, like, my siblings got on the bus, like, over an hour after my school would have even started. Heartburn. Alright, so, sorry. But yeah, so I was gonna be late to school and had to ride my bike over, and it's about, to be exact, it's 3.7 miles from my house to the high school that I went to. And so almost 4 miles, it's whatever. Probably rode at least 4 miles that day. My back and forth. But yeah. So I get everyone off to school, and I go to hop on my bike to go to school myself. And then I come up with this great plan in my head. I'm like, I'm passing the post office. I can go to the post office. So that was what I was going to do. But then I realized I didn't eat. So I was like, well, might as well stop at and get a bagel. So I'm driving, and now most of my ride is up a highway technically, but I don't like calling it a highway because it's really not like a highway at all. It's just like the main road of my town. But yeah, so I'm riding down that, and there's like my favorite bagel store at the time. It's like right across that road, so I stop there, I get myself a bagel, and I'm really dumb, so I'm like, I'm not gonna eat this and risk me dropping it on the ground or anything on my way to school. So I'm like, I'll just save the bagel till I get to school. I mean, it's just a bagel. It's not like it's something that needs to be like warm or whatever. It's not gonna get cold. I mean, so that's fine. So got my little brown bag with my bagel in it. I'm riding my bike. I have my book bag pretty heavy on my back, and my binder's in there, the one that I'm sending back, you know, in the original packaging that it was in, but I like shredded that up. So I was like, oh, well, I need to go get packaging for that. And so I'm riding along, and now I'm on like the main road, and there's like a town. That's what we call town. Basically a bunch of like little stores and shops and mostly food in like the middle of that like road. So like right between like the school and me, I guess. Maybe a little closer to the school, but right before town was a Walgreens, and there was a Rite Aid in town. So like I don't know why I stopped at the Walgreens, but I'm gonna go with that. It's because I think my friend worked there at the time, which I started working there after because of her. Still do. Just a different one. But yeah, so I stopped there. I get like the packaging or whatever. It's the first time I got packaging for it. It was the wrong size. I do that a lot. It's fine. So yeah, I get the new packaging and I'm all set to go. And then I'm continue riding along, and I've had like come up to like Starbucks, and I'm like, you know, I think I want Starbucks too, because you know, why not? I'm supposed to be in school right now, and I'm like, Starbucks sounds good, right? So I text my girlfriend at the time, and I was like, yo, like, what do you want from Starbucks? Like, I'm getting Starbucks. And so I get the two of us Starbucks, but like, as I'm about to go get it, I'm like, I'm like, it's gonna either, I think they were both frozen. I know what I got. It was definitely a vanilla bean. Good stuff. Because I don't drink coffee. And that would have melted by the time, because I still had to go to the post office and then keep going all the way to school, which I had a decent amount of rides still left. So I was like, okay, we're gonna get back on the bike, go to the post office first, and then come back here. Which is why I had the extra bit of ride, which is why I said I probably rode almost, or about 4 miles that day. Fun stuff. So yeah, so I go to the post office, get everything sent off, you know, golden, like, wow, glad I finally got that done, because then I was able to finally get my new binder in soon after. And the one that actually fit, because go me, I did it that time. Correct. So yeah, I went there, then went all the way back to Starbucks just to get the 2 things of Starbucks, me and for my girlfriend at the time. And I was like, alright, this was a great idea until I tried to get back on my bike. Now, I got a heavy bag of books, I got my bagel, and then, you know those like trays that like they give you at fast food restaurants and like Starbucks if you order like a lot to go? I don't even know what like to call it. It's like, you know, the ones where you can put 4 drinks in. Yeah, those. Whatever it is. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, there's the 4 container thing of the 4, and I like had the 2, you know, across from each other so that it was easy to hold. I'm like, yeah, I could do this, it's fine. And then I go to get on the bike. I'm like, okay, so I got a bagel in this hand, I got a heavy book bag on my back, and then I got a tray of drinks in my hand. I'm like, this is not gonna go well. But it was fine. Like, I just took it a little slow, and like I balanced it on like the handlebar, like in my hand. I don't know. I don't even know how I like did that without spilling it everywhere, because I'm an idiot and I'm a klutz. But I did it. I finally got to school, and I was like really, really late, which I honestly did not care one bit, because we did nothing in class. Like, I caught up in like, I don't know, 20 minutes. It's because I was in the delinquents class. And I wasn't in the delinquents class for being a delinquent. I was literally put in there for not doing homework. So, screw the school. So yeah, I had no reason to be in there. So I didn't care. But I had like lunch soon, and I was like really, really late to school. And like I showed up, and I was all excited. I was like, hell yeah, look, I did this and whatever. Locked up my bike, went into school, had lunch like really quickly after, which was nice because then I really had no class for like a while. Gave my girl the drink. I was like, hell yeah, look what I did. We did this. And fast forward, maybe like a couple days later, my mom saw that I was much, much later to school than I was supposed to be. And I still don't know how, but she found out that I went to the post office, and I ended up having to explain, because then she also like found the binder, like the new one when that came. This was around the time that she found. So I had to explain that to her. I was like, it's like a sports bra. It's just a better sports bra, or like whatever I said. I don't even remember what I said. It was like something really dumb like that. But yeah, so I got in a bit of trouble because I was supposed to go straight to school. I don't roll like that. So that was a very interesting day. I mean, anticlimactic ending. I just got in trouble, but whatever. But yeah, that's the conclusion of story 1. Not super exciting, but I don't know if I want to share some of my more exciting stories on here or not. I think maybe next time we'll have to go with The Green Lantern is Gay. I think that's a pretty good story. Alright, I'm gonna leave off at that. See ya next week. Next week will actually be my 1 month on tea. So that video is gonna be just about that and what changes we've seen so far. Well, I've seen. But yeah, so I'll see you guys next week.